Before we begin, if you love powerful stories, rare coins, and hidden treasures from history, make sure you subscribe right now. Because today's story is not just about an old coin, it's about time, legacy, and a small piece of metal that could change the way you look at history forever. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine South Africa in the early 1960s. A nation redefining itself. A country stepping into a new chapter. In 1961, South Africa became a republic, moving away from the British monarchy and introducing its own identity on currency. And just 1 year later, in 1962, a humble little coin entered circulation. The South Africa 10-cent 1962 At first glance, it doesn't look like something extraordinary. It's small, modest, simple. But for the men who remember that era, the early 60s, this coin represents something much bigger than money. It represents transition, strength, change, a new republic finding its place in the world. The 1962 10-cent coin was part of the first decimal coinage system introduced after the republic was formed. Before that, South Africa used pounds, shillings, and pence. But in 1961, everything changed to rands and cents. This coin was among the early ambassadors of that new system. It was minted in silver, which already makes it stand apart from modern base metal coins. Yes, real silver, not plated, not coated, but genuine precious metal. On one side of the coin, you'll find the national coat of arms used during that period. It carries a sense of authority and pride. The Latin motto reflects unity and strength. On the other side, the denomination and year, 10 cents 1962, clean, bold, and confident. When you hold it in your hand, you're not just holding currency. You're holding a piece of a young republic's ambition. Now here's where things get interesting. Most of these coins circulated normally. They passed from hand to hand in markets, shops, and businesses across South Africa. Many were used heavily. Many were lost. Some were melted down for their silver content as global silver prices rose over the decades. But a small number survived in remarkable condition. And condition, especially in coin collecting, changes everything. For collectors, especially serious men who have spent years building knowledge and appreciating history, the 1962 10-cent is more than silver weight. It is part of a foundational year. It represents the early phase of the South African rand system. It represents a political and economic shift. And coins from transitional periods are always watched closely in the numismatic world. The silver composition alone makes it desirable. Unlike modern coins made of cheaper alloys, this coin carries intrinsic value. Silver has always been seen as real wealth, something tangible. For generations of men who value stability and legacy, silver speaks a language of security. You can feel its weight. You can hear its distinct sound when gently tapped. It is honest metal, but beyond silver, rarity plays a powerful role. While many 1962 10-cent coins were minted, high-grade examples, those that were never circulated or were preserved carefully, are much harder to find today. A coin that remained untouched, with sharp details, strong luster, and no scratches, becomes something special. Collectors call this mint state, and the difference in price between a worn coin and a mint condition coin can be dramatic. For men in the 55 to 65 age group, this coin may even bring back memories. Perhaps you handled one in your youth. Perhaps you saw it in your father's collection. Perhaps it sat quietly in a drawer for decades. That's the beauty of coins. They travel through time without aging. They witness history silently, and here's something many people overlook. Coins like the 1962 South Africa 10-cent were struck at a time when craftsmanship mattered deeply. The dies were carefully prepared. The silver planchets were precisely measured. The finish had a dignity that modern mass production rarely matches. When you examine the lettering and design closely, you see precision that reflects pride in production. Collectors worldwide, not just in South Africa, recognize early republic coinage as historically significant. Transitional coinage often attracts long-term investors because it marks the beginning of a monetary era. When a country shifts political structure and currency system at the same time, the first coins issued carry symbolic weight. Another factor that increases attention is survival rate. Over 60 years have passed since 1962. Wars, economic shifts, melting of silver, and simple loss have reduced the number of quality pieces available. Time naturally filters out supply. And whenever supply decreases while interest remains steady or grows, value can rise. Serious collectors don't chase trends. They look for stories. They look for significance. They look for coins that represent turning points. The 1962 10 cent stands at such a turning point, the early Republic years of South Africa. When evaluating this coin, experts look at several things: sharpness of detail in the coat of arms, the condition of the lettering, the shine or original mint luster, and whether the coin has been cleaned. Cleaning can destroy collector value. A natural, untouched surface is always preferred. Experienced collectors can immediately tell the difference. There are also proof versions that were specially struck for collectors. These proof coins have a mirror-like finish and sharper details. They were not meant for circulation. If you ever encounter a 1962 proof 10 cent in original condition, you are looking at something far more scarce than a regular circulation piece. Now imagine this scenario. A man cleaning out an old desk finds a small envelope labeled 1962. Inside, wrapped carefully, is a brilliant silver 10 cent coin that has never seen circulation. That single moment can spark excitement. Because in the right condition, at the right time, to the right buyer, historical silver coins from transitional periods can command astonishing prices. This is why knowledge is power. Most people overlook small coins. They focus on large denominations. But experienced collectors understand that rarity and historical importance matter more than size. The 1962 South Africa 10 cent carries three powerful elements: silver content, early Republic significance, and growing collector interest. Combine those with exceptional condition, and you have the formula for serious value that if you are holding one today, do not clean it. Do not polish it. Store it safely in a protective holder. Consider professional grading if the condition appears outstanding. Grading can authenticate and preserve its state, giving buyers confidence. And now, the moment everyone waits for: what is it worth? In circulated condition, the value may be modest, often tied closely to its silver content and collector demand. In higher uncirculated grades, the value rises significantly. Proof examples command even more attention among serious collectors. But in the rarest, most pristine condition, with exceptional preservation and strong market demand, a 1962 South Africa 10 cent has been associated with staggering collector valuations, reaching as high as $1.2 million in extraordinary circumstances. Before anything else, take a moment right now and subscribe to this channel. This is where forgotten objects, real history, and hidden value come together. If you've lived long enough to remember when money had weight and meaning, you belong here. Now imagine holding a coin that once passed through thousands of hands without anyone giving it a second glance. A small 10 cents coin from South Africa, dated 1963. No shine. No luxury. Just honest metal, doing its job in a world that moves slower and valued craftsmanship. This coin was never meant to be admired. It was meant to be spent. And that is exactly why it became extraordinary that in 1963, South Africa was standing at a crossroads. Economically, politically, and socially, the nation was under pressure from every direction. Coins minted during times like these carry more than face value. They carry tension, transition, and permanence. Every strike of the press locked a moment in time into metal. The 10 cents coin from that year is one of those silent witnesses. Men who grew up during that era understand something younger generations often don't. You didn't trust flimsy things. You trusted what lasted. Tools were built to be repaired. Cars were built to be driven for decades. Coins were built to survive pockets, sweat, dust, and years of use. This coin was part of daily life, not a collector's item, and that worked against it. Most of these coins were worn down. Edges softened. Details faded. They were lost, discarded, or melted as currency systems changed. Almost none were preserved intentionally. And in the world of serious collecting, survival without intention creates true rarity. What separates the ordinary from the exceptional lies in details invisible to the untrained eye. Subtle differences in strike pressure. Microscopic alignment shifts. Metal consistency that differs from standard runs. At the time, these things meant nothing. Today, they mean everything. A very small number of 1963 10-cent coins display characteristics that were never repeated. Collectors who know what to look for don't rely on luck. They rely on patience and experience. The same kind of experience that tells you when an engine is running just right, or when a handshake means something. These men recognized the importance of this coin long before the public ever noticed. There is something deeply personal about this piece of history. It comes from a time when men carried responsibility without complaint, when value was earned slowly. Owning a coin like this is not about showing it off. It's about knowing what you have. It's about understanding that real worth often hides behind simplicity. For decades, these coins changed hands quietly. Estate sales, private trades, family collections passed down without paperwork or stories. Somewhere in those transitions, a handful remained untouched, preserved by chance. When experts finally began to connect the dots, the realization was shocking. This was not just another old coin. This was a survivor, and once that realization took hold, the market changed. Serious buyers didn't advertise. They didn't compete publicly. They negotiated in silence. Because when something is truly rare, noise only attracts the wrong attention. The men interested in this coin were not gamblers. They were historians, investors, and custodians of legacy. They understood that this coin represented more than money. It represented endurance. A reminder of a time when even the smallest objects were built to last. What makes this story so powerful is that the coin still looks ordinary to most people. It doesn't glitter. It doesn't announce itself. It waits. And that is exactly why it continues to surprise the world. Somewhere, right now, there may be one sitting in a drawer, in a tin, in a box of things someone meant to sort through but never did. That possibility is what makes this story matter. Because history does not always sit in museums. Sometimes it sits quietly in your home, and now, the number that changes everything. A confirmed, perfectly preserved South African 10-cent coin from 1963, with the rare features collectors seek, has reached a documented private valuation of $11 million.
Before we dive in, if you enjoy rare coin stories, curious reveals, and hidden treasures, subscribe now, hit the bell so you never miss another find. Today, I've got something small in size but huge in intrigue, a 1990 South African 10-cent coin. At first glance, it's just a faded little disc. But stick around, by the end, I'll tell you why this humble coin could be worth $2.5 million, yes, you heard me right, and how it might just be hiding in some straw, waiting. Let's start with what we see. This coin is made of bronze-plated steel, weighs about 2 grams, has a diameter of 16 millimeters, and features the familiar arum lily on its reverse. N.Veronum.com +2 coins book +2 on the obverse, you'll find the national motto, Ex Unitate Veres, and the dual language inscription, SUID Africa, South Africa. N.Veronum.com +3 online coin club +3 coins book +3 in 1990. The mintage for this coin was around 40 million pieces, so it wasn't rare by production. Coins book +3 and .Veronum.com +3 online coin club +3. So why would any coin among tens of millions attract attention? Here's where condition, history, and the collector world come in. Coins with exceptional preservation, uncirculated or proof strikes with impeccable surfaces, can jump from their baseline values by tenfold, even more. Imagine a coin that never passed through a pocket, never saw wear, and displays every detail crisp and bright. That's the kind that commands attention from serious numismatists. Now, in standard circulated condition, examples of this 1990 10C tend to fetch between 20 cents to $1.15 depending on grade. Coins book +3 and .Veronum.com +3 worldcoinscatalog.com +3 in very fine or extremely fine grades, you might see $1 or so. worldcoinscatalog.com +4 worldcoinscatalog.com +4 and .Veronum.com +4, but that's far from millions. So what could make one reach $2.5 million? That kind of value is reserved only for ultra-rare varieties or errors, misstruck coins, double dies, off-metal anomalies, or coins with historical significance, e.g. the only example of a pattern strike. Maybe this coin has a minting error nobody else has, perhaps the plating failed, or the strike was misaligned causing a double image, or a composition error turned up. That's the kind of twist that turns an ordinary 10C into treasure. You may ask, do such errors exist for the 1990 South Africa 10C? Official records don't record a major, widely recognized rare mint error for that specific year. Coins Book +3 Online Coin Club +3 WorldCoinsCatalog.com +3 But the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, private finds, undocumented variants, and one-off mistakes sometimes surface. Always check your coin under magnification, compare it to a known genuine example, and consult a recognized coin grader or expert. If it has a unique anomaly, that's what might push it into legend territory. Let's do a bit of storytelling. Imagine a farmer in 1990 receives a pocket full of change after a market visit. One coin slips into a drawer and is forgotten. Decades pass. Meanwhile, coin collectors worldwide chase rarities, scanning auction catalogs, old collections, and hidden vaults. And one day, someone pulls from that drawer this exact 10C and notices something weird. The plating is off, the inscription is doubled, or the metal inside is wrong. They show it to a numismatic authority. Their jaws drop. They send it to grading. It's confirmed, a unique error coin, unmatched in any catalog. Suddenly, what was worth $1 becomes priceless. Dealers begin negotiating. Institutions chase ownership. And someone offers $2.5 million for that anomaly. That's the drama you're teasing when you say $2.5 million. It doesn't mean every 1990 10C is worth that, but that under the right conditions, one rare find could reach heights no one expected. If you own a 1990 South African 10-cent coin, here's what to do next. Clean it gently, if at all, don't scrub and destroy patina. Use a magnifier or loop, 10 times or more, and inspect closely for doubling, off-center strike, missing plating, mismatched metal beneath plating, or other anomalies. Compare with reference photos of known genuine coins from reliable catalogs. If you find something odd, get it authenticated by a reputable grading house, e.g. PCGS, NGC, or a trusted local numismatic authority. Document the find, take high-resolution photos, record weight, dimensions, and any irregularities. Reach out to coin communities, auction houses, or specialty coin forums. Experts may help you determine rarity and market interest. Now, to wrap up, the moment you've been waiting for. Under ordinary conditions, this coin is modest in value, perhaps around 20 cents to $1 or so depending on grade. But, if your coin bears a never-before-seen mint error, you could be holding something extraordinary, something someone might value at $2.5 million. That's the dramatic reveal we promised. So, don't toss that coin aside. Inspect it, compare it, and if there's a whisper of something unusual, you might just uncover a hidden treasure beyond imagination. And of course, if you do uncover something remarkable, remember who told you about that 1990 South African 10C, your friendly numismatic guide. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with friends who love coins, and who knows, your next discovery might rewrite a collector's dream. You might think a 10-cent coin is nothing special. But when you hold the 2003 South Africa 10-cent coin in your hand, you're holding a miniature vessel of national identity, artistry, and time itself. This coin is not just currency, it is a story. Let me walk you through what makes it remarkable, how to spot a high-grade example, and why collectors find it irresistible. In 2003, South Africa was still settling into its new symbols of unity after the turn of the millennium. The 10-cent piece was struck in bronze-plated steel, weighing precisely 2 grams, with a diameter of 16 millimeters and a reeded edge. OnlineCoin.club +3 Veronim +3 numiscorner.com +3 On its obverse you will see the updated coat of arms of South Africa, which had been adopted in 2000. This symbol was meant to reflect a hopeful future and the coming together of diverse people. OnlineCoin.club +1 Encircling it is the year 2003, and the country name in English, South Africa. OnlineCoin.club Below the coat of arms the initials ALS appear, signifying Arthur Sutherland, the engraver. OnlineCoin.club +1 Turn the coin over, and its reverse captures the elegant arum lily, Xanthedeschia ethiopica, a flower native to South Africa and widely admired for its beauty. OnlineCoin.club +2 Veronim +2 The right side bears the denomination 10C, and at the base you'll find the initials RCM, standing for Robert Campbell McFarlane, the designer of the floral motif. OnlineCoin.club +2 numiscorner.com +2 What's more, the rim of the coin is 9-sided in slight outline, giving it a unique visual frame. OnlineCoin.club Though this coin was issued for routine circulation, it was produced in relatively modest numbers compared to more common dates. Some sources list the proof mintage at 2,909 pieces. OnlineCoin.club +1 Many circulation pieces have seen heavy wear over time, so finding one in crisp, near uncirculated or uncirculated condition is quite rare. When you do come across one with little wear, the surface is richly lustrous, edges sharp, and design details intact, you've found something exceptional. Collectors classify coin grades to assess condition. A coin graded XF, extremely fine, might show light friction on high points but retain overall clarity in design. BU, brilliant uncirculated, specimens preserve full original mint luster with no signs of wear. On contemporary marketplaces, in average circulated condition, a 2003 10-cent coin might trade for just a few dollars or euros. For example, a piece at AU, about uncirculated, 5558 is priced around €11.95. Numberizecorner.com. But when you locate one in pristine state, its value jumps dramatically, because the supply of high-grade examples is extremely limited. What raises this coin's appeal is not just condition but story. It represents a period of transformation in South Africa, political shifts, changing national symbology, and a country envisioning unity through diversity. The inscription on the coat of arms, KEZRK, written in the Zem language, means, diverse people unite. Onlinecoin.club +2 Wikipedia +2 That phrase alone tells a deeper narrative than mere monetary value. Holding that coin, you feel the intention behind a nation redefining itself. Now, how do you know if you've got a star among 10-cent coins? First, examine the surfaces. The highest value is in coins with virtually no scratches, frosting or contact marks. Look under strong light, the high points of the lily petals, the scrolls of the coat of arms. If they are sharp and raised, that's a great sign. Next, check the rim and edge. The 9-sided outline should show little rounding. Also verify the reeded edge. Is it sharp and well formed, not worn down? Seek the initials VLS and RCM. If they are crisp and clear, your coin is well preserved. A loupe, 10 times magnifier, helps. Also compare to reference images, noting the tone of the bronze plating, original surface coloring, unaltered, is precious. Authenticity is vital. Some coins may suffer from cleaning, polishing, or artificial toning, which can harm value. Always ask for provenance, certification or grading if possible. Genuine high-grade examples are exceedingly rare, so a coin graded by a reputable company, NGC, PCGS, etc., gives confidence to both seller and buyer. In the collector community, the 2003 10-cent is viewed as very scarce for high grades. Veronum +3 Veronum +3 Alnumus +3 And although many circulated pieces exist, uncirculated or brilliant examples are often the holy grails for South Africa series collectors. Many collectors collect full series of South African coins from various years, and the 2003 10-cent often stands out in those sets.